Elul is about din. The gematria of din is 64, dalet 4, yud 10, nud 50. 64 plus 3 letters is 67, which is the same as the gematria of Elul. So Elul is a month of transformation into the original source and aspect of din. This din is how Hashem, as Elohim, created the world. Din in this aspect is actually a deep, deep aspect of teshuvah in love. And it's an original source. Remember that Rosh Hashanah itself is Yom Hadin. It has to do with din. And for me, as I've said in a previous video, the entire month of Elul is a Yom Kippur Katan for me, for this month of Tishri, and of its first day as a Yom Hadin. And so we also have other signs within this month, because every day of this month we sound the shofar. This shofar gets to the deepest aspects of one's original source of soul. It clears away the din, or the external aspects of din, and gets to its real source. I leave it to you to find the original source of din within yourself. I will tell you this as a gematria of B'kol Levavecha, using the final kuf as 500, B'kol Levavecha, which comes out to be 586, which is the same as the gematria of shofar. And here is the real secret. This gematria of shofar as 586 is the same as the gematria of Yesod, of the sapphire of Yesod. Yesod was Yud 20, Samek 120, Vav 12, Dalet 434. That's 586. That's the same as shofar. And so what does this do? The shofar itself activates the area of Yesod. And Yesod is the only month that starts off with the letter Yud, which is, according to the Sefer Yetzirah, the letter for the month of Elul. So Elul has this stimulation of Yesod, and has to do with Yesod as it relates to the shofar. Both of these numbers can also be included as 600. Remember, they always say, take the shofar and 14 fingers of the hand that holds the shofar. They add that so it's not shin, vav, but 320. And then they have the pa, the 280 at 600. And there's a way to get the adding up. You can also get shofar to be 600. Yesod to be 600. And what's 600 but tzitzis? So there's another Yesod orientation in the 600, in the tzitzis. Another thing about the word din. Din, in regular spelling of 64, is the same word as ayin, aleph, yud, nun, plus 3 letters, or ani, plus 3 letters. Comes to 64. Also, if we use it as a final nun, we have 714 in the word din, because the final nun is 700, and a dalet and a yud is 14. So it's 714. Remember, teshuva is 713, so it's 713 plus 1. And the same thing what does this shofar do but clear the din? And so there are other ways to do this. It's so deep that this shofar is actually a scream. There have been other tzaddikim. You know, in a crowd, one can always blow his own shofar, so to speak. A silent scream. Sometimes in the middle of the night, a silent scream. Learn how to do it. Does one have to be taught how to give a silent scream? So this month of din, the transformation of din, it's Elul. It's a transformation out of love. Not din is din, but it's the root of din. Structural components that find din necessary to start the ball game, so to speak, that come previous to the individual activity that's actually started on Rosh Hashanah. There's a preparation that occurs. It's the same way that man is created on Rosh Hashanah, but the world is created on the 25th of Elul. There's a preparation necessary for this transformation of man. Man is the last created, the first in thought. So these preparations are structural, making a foundation which is Yesod itself. Without this societal and structural foundation, we're left as too much of an individual without structure. That's what Elul does here. It's a preparation. Preparation for a commencement. It's a preparation before time. Isn't that the way Hashem created the world? There was an existence pre-existent. And that's related in the month of Elul. And one can approach it. And that's why it's approaching the king who's in the field. He hasn't even started yet being king on the throne. in the field, getting things ready. And that's din. The real source of din, in its relation to ahava,